certainly wouldn't, Scott, would you? Apparently there is a book, and I've got it timed here, and I'm sharing the winnings. Right? So I've just made a few notes, but I don't know where it's going to lead me, so you just have to bear with me. Ladies and gentlemen, for the people that don't know me, I'm Derek. I'm the bride's father. In actual fact, I was saying to my brother earlier on, I haven't received a formal invitation for this wedding, and I've probably eaten somebody else's food. But apart from that, I ain't really bothered. And of course, as the father of the bride, there's been a lot of debate on who has the first speech. And you're all aware, Jenny issued itineraries to everybody.
Only the main part.
There was one mistake on it, and she won't live that down, but I definitely have to do the first speech. Okay? And when you think, I'm paving the way, really, for Gary and the best man, okay? And I know Gary's really looking forward to this. And I think, in fairness, I'd like to welcome everybody. And I know, obviously, everybody here has a part to play, or has had a part to play in Jenny and Gary's life, whether it's small or whether it's large. And it is a personal, I think it's really nice of them that they've asked everybody in this room to be present today. Now, obviously I can go back to day one with Jenny, as you would expect as the father. Yeah, it started in a nice way, actually. I was at work at some banking. No, we won't go into the sort of thing. You certainly don't want to know that. Blackpool Tower on a bad night is a bad night to conceive children. But we won't go there. Anyway, I was at work I think it was a Monday morning, and I had a phone call. I was just on my way to the canteen to get breakfast. As everybody knows, you can't beat a good fried breakfast. And the girl came down, she says, Pauline's gone into labour. I said, she can't do. I told her not between 9:30 and 10 in the morning. Anyway, I said, I'm going to finish my food first. I can't go to a hospital and see all that blood and gore on an empty stomach. Anyway, I poodled off. When I got there, Pauline's standing on the stairs with the next door neighbour. Pauline's panting, and I said, I can't go to the hospital dressed like this. I've got to go and change. Sandra next door said, look, you can't. There isn't enough time. I said, there's always time to put your shorts and your T-shirt on. Anyway, so we got dressed, got changed, got in the car, get to the hospital, and they come running out with this wheelchair, put in a wheelchair. Pauline, that was not me. Although I could have followed close on. Gets in the lift, goes in the lift, they woof, goes down the corridor of Good Hope Hospital. I go into the waiting room, and all of a sudden, bells are ringing, they're coming in again, this and this, that. There's a bloke sitting next to me, and I said, you know what, somebody's in a rush. All of a sudden, the guy comes in, he said, Mr. Chalmers, your wife's giving birth. I said, no, not yet, she's only just got here. He said, believe me, she's giving birth. Anyway, I went down, and true enough, she was giving birth, hence what we've got today. In the nicest possible way, Jenny. I think in Jenny's early life, I mean, Pauline went to work because needs must, and Jenny was great. She used to come to all the football matches with me in the end, didn't she? 7 o'clock of the night, in this little romper suit. And all she used to say was, can I have a Bovril? We used to sit at Sutton Town, Paget Rangers, and we used to go to this little romper suit, and all you could see was this glowing little face in the middle. And she enjoyed. And I think the nice thing about that is we've always had a close bond. And I think that's really important, and I think you'd agree with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
Okay?
I would.
Now, Jenny's been concerned about my speech, and I don't know why she's concerned about my speech. Apparently, she's told Pauline there's things I can't mention, you can't do that, you can't do that. So, I definitely can't mention that Gary and Jenny fell out in their early years, and Gary slept on our drive in his car because he'd had too much to drink to drive home, but I can't mention that.
I told you you'd mention it.
I went and picked him up.
And recently, with various things, we have been looking at old photographs, and we've looked at some really lovely ones. And there was one particularly me and Pauline found at Jenny, lying on the rug, dribbling, trying to stand up, trying to do everything. And I'll tell you what, Jen, you'll never forget your 21st birthday. Right, and as everybody knows, Jenny is a wonderful organiser. Fair play to her today. She's organised everything, even the weather.
Yeah.
And if anybody, and everybody does know, obviously, timekeeping with Jenny. I don't know who she gets it off. You really don't know. You say to Jenny, it'll be round at 10 o'clock. A minute to 10, the phone rings. Where are you? Well, I said 10 o'clock. Yeah, but it's 10 o'clock. No, it's not, Jenny. It's a minute to 10. But that's a trait, I suppose, and that's part of the job that she does. And she does it very well. Stress. I mean, well, our house has been like, oh, it's been unbelievable the last few days. And the last week, Pauline's been awake at 4 o'clock. They've been talking on the phone. Gary turns up on Friday afternoon with the dog, right? The wonderful dog. He turns up 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They're all crying on the drive. I said, it's about a dog. They're all crying on the drive. I said, I can't believe this, but look, he's upset now. I said, he drove away from Four Oaks, and I bet the dog sat there and said, thank God he's gone. And then we had last night at our house, quiet little soiree.
Oh, yeah.
Jenny says, it's my last night, do you think we could have a few friends round? I said, fine. I think we had 40 odd friends and Jenny did absolutely nothing towards it. Anyway.
I've organised this, haven't I?
Yeah. When Gary and Jenny obviously first met, I thought, what a quiet lad Gary was. And I think I've been proved true. He's quiet. But Jenny, on the other hand, just doesn't stop talking. And I did think to myself, well, how's this going to work out? And it has worked out because Jenny does the talking for both of them. I'm going to close in a minute. Am I on time or is it? You just carry on. No, I can't carry on.
6.5 minutes.
It's not fair.
6.5 minutes.
It's not fair on everybody else. I know they're happy together and they will be happy together. And you do think about closing things and a pertinent closing thought, really. And I said, you don't marry someone because you live with them. You marry somebody because you simply cannot live without them. And I think that's Jenny and Gary's case. And finally, and I can't last it any longer, ladies and gentlemen, we have a radiant bride and a charming, I should say, son-in-law now.
Yeah?
So would you please join in the toast to Jenny and Gary, Mr. and Mrs. Wright.
Jenny and Gary.
Toasting, Gary.